Okay, everybody, let's have a drinking game. Every time Kevin Costner chews a bubblegum in this movie, you take a sip, okay? See if he lasts throughout the movie. Hidden Figures is a movie that is based on a true story of these young females who apparently, didn't get the credit that was due until years later. Hence why we kind of get the movie now at this time. That they kind of help with the space, sending people into orbit and have them circle around Earth, and then eventually became with these NASA, space missions we had. And this is a story of how they kind of got the numbers and how they got the computer and all these calculations. They all contribute and help the rest of the people, send these people. And it follows them, for a couple of days. We have Octavia Spencer, we have Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monáe, with supporting characters like Kevin Costner. And these three females, they're wonderful people. Just like the way they were written for the movie, the versions that we got, I like their characters. I like the fun moments they just really had with one another. They felt really like a family. I just love seeing them interact with their, the loved ones, their children. It was something special. And seeing their story, just how it blossoms, in the private life. You wanted them to succeed in the public eye with everybody else who always doubted them. They, were in the time that, for them, it was very unfortunate how the way they would live. They had to go to restrooms halfway through the mile, across the hallways, through the parking lots, going outside, having to face that when it's raining. And you just wanted them just stick it up to whoever, was always doubting them. And, you get some background stuff, like what was going on in real life with John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King. And it's just great seeing this point of view of theirs, how they have to overcome this. It's hard enough that they're, women, but when they're African American, or at least, of color, it's just something great for them to just, try to do the best with what they could. And I love how not everybody was all black, all white. They were really gray. There were some people that, were toward against it, but for the majority, a lot of people sometimes reasoned with them, sometimes did not. And that's what kind of made it more believable. I couldn't see that because even though it's always depicted this era as a very bad thing, I know there have been gray eras. I know there have been people that have been kind of conflicted that they want to help, they kind of don't. So it was great seeing that type of aspect. I know there are good and bad, but there are people also in the middle. And I love seeing how the characters around them, with the white people were kind of on borderline, how everything went. And I like how important they felt. They really were needed. I love how, they started off from one place, then they went into another place. And I like how, they were given a chance, but it still wasn't, fully acceptable. But they did what they could. And the performances, they were just good. Taraji P. Henson has an incredible scene. And I was like, that should be the scene if, she's getting nominated for awards. They got to use that scene. And, the two with her as well, they were all great. This movie was carried with them, but it was still an overall satisfying movie. It had, its serious moments, but I like how it balanced it off with some good, lightful moments from times and to times. I laughed, I cheered, got emotional a little bit. Kevin Costner, one of his best performances in a while. I could see him with the main actresses being nominated for awards. All four of them did a good job. The music for this movie, I think was done by Pharrell because I recognize his voice. It's very modern for this that takes place in the past, but it fits so well. They picked the perfect music where he can create something that really fits for that time, but still be good and just be hip and people can listen to, even in this decade, of course. They knew what situation they were going through with this time, but that didn't, prevented them, when they needed to stand up and, have a voice and defend others, I'm just glad that these people were just written so well. I'm gonna have to give Hidden Figures a B+. Let me know, guys, what do you think of this movie? Have you seen it? Did it emotionally grab you as well? Let me know all this in the comments below. And as always, Roland Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.